hand, but you ain't got to. It's on its own thing. But that's the two comic books I want to talk about. And I know it's pretty long, but the next comic or manga that I would like to talk about is Sun Kinrock. Now this is taking a minute. Boom, there we go. Kind of small. But anyway, Sun Kinrock. I had this as my background, not this picture, but a picture from the manga, and somebody pointed it out. And I was like, oh, I was surprised. This dude knows his shit. And he pointed it out, and that was early when I was reading it. I've read all 12 volumes, and it's ongoing, so it's, it's still coming out. But I read 12 volumes, and I really fucking love this series, man. I love this series so much because not only does it have badass art, like the art looks fantastic, the characters look ridiculous. It's got some of the greatest action. I like the illustrations are so beautiful and just so detailed and just so bold that when the fight scenes happen, they look so beautiful. But not only is the story well written, the fight scenes beautiful, the art great, it's also funny as hell. Which is another reason why I like it. At first, when I was reading it, I was like, man, they kind of go over the top with the weird faces and the humor, because after a while, it's just like, oh, every little thing they just get so goofy with, and it kind of broke it up because it was so serious and stuff. Like it looked so normal at the beginning, and the story is pretty much it follows Katano Ken, which is the guy on the right with the little spiky hair that you seen in the first picture, and it's pretty much him just bumming. Well, at first his you learn that his parents have passed. I guess kind of like Batman. But his parents have passed, and he felt like he lost his meaning for a living because before that he wanted to grow up and become a police officer. After his parents died, I guess he kind of went into depression, and he wasn't really doing anything. Then he found a reason for living, which is this girl he liked in his class. And I guess one day he finally built up enough courage to go and talk to her, and he confessed his love pretty much. And when he did that, she said, I'm sorry, I can't we can't be boyfriend and girlfriend pretty much because she's moving to Korea to become a police officer because she's Korean, so she want to move back home. And he gets depressed again, and he just starts bumming it, and his hair gets all messed up, and he wearing like this Adidas tracksuit, and he just looks awful. Like he wearing like these dirty ass flip flops. His toes look like they black, like they about to fall off. He was nasty. But over the course of the comic book, he decides to move to Korea and become a policeman so that he can be with her. And then as he moves there, uh, he end up getting into a gang, a Korean gang, and he becomes the boss. And from there, just a lot of crazy things happening. And as you see from the picture, he's trying to get stronger, so that he can be a good boss for his gang and also protect people. Because his gang not just about killing and blah, it's about protecting and making his own like country within a country where he can protect his people, which is an honorable thing. And that's what I like about the character. He's pretty much an idiot. Which, if you read anime and manga, that's pretty much how the main characters are. They're like dumb people who, well, not dumb, but very like simple-minded people, I guess you could say, with like hearts of gold. And he's not a retard or anything, but he doesn't really care about a lot. He just wants to be an honorable man so that he can date Human, the girl that he loves, pretty much. And he decides to join a gang so that he can do that. And the art is beautiful, the stories and the characters are all crazy, and it's hilarious, and I really enjoy the fight scenes. It's so cool, and everything just looks so badass. So that's why I really like this book. It's very graphic, which is, like I said before, the violence is, I like that. It's very cool. Like, as you see him jumping and axe kicking this dude on top of his head, like, he fucks people's day up. Like, he really does. And this book is very graphic, and it's very cool, and I really enjoyed it a lot. That's why I would recommend it, because over these issues, you always see him, like, go through these things in his, like, journey to become a better person that also make him a better boss. So, like, at the beginning, he has like these little qualities, like he don't want any of his people to get hurt, and he'll fight to the death to pretty much protect all his people. But then as the comic goes on, he learns that he's not a good enough leader, and that he has to do better. Otherwise, he won't be able to get anywhere. He won't be able to protect anybody that he likes or cares for or whatever. So you see that growth pretty much over the course of the comic book, and I really like that. And also, he's just badass. I mean, come on, look at that. Look at it. He's just so ridiculous. So this comic book is cool. I really enjoy manga, and I really enjoy this manga. And as usual, in most mangas and anime, is also pretty perverted. So if you're gonna read it, be prepared. Even though most guys are probably like, I'm down for that. But anyway, it's a very good book, and I enjoyed it a lot. It's very funny, as you can see, like from the fisheye picture. He finally got to go take on a date. It's been raining. It's a whole bunch of stuff going on in this comic book, man. It's some great stuff. So I really enjoy it. The next comic book, next manga I would like to talk about right after this, because I didn't practice this beforehand. But this is the last picture, and then the next comic book I want to talk about, or manga, I keep saying comic, is Vagabond. I started reading Vagabond like a year ago, and I believe it's 26 issues, 26 volumes. I mean, and it's very long. And I've been reading. I think I'm at volume 18, 16 to 18. I'm around there. And this manga pretty much follows. I believe the main character in this is a real person. I don't know if it's telling his story or it's just using a real life person and kind of like exaggerating the story to make a good manga. But I know for a fact that Masashi Miyamoto, I think his name is, he is a real life samurai pretty much. He's like a master, and this is pretty much his story. And the main character's name is Takezo, but he changes his name to Miyamoto early on in the comic book, and it pretty much follows him from